Ryan Murphy's vision for Ratchet, the prequel series featuring One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest's infamous nurse, is a tantalizing take on the nefarious Angel of Mercy. Where the original film deals in the drab tones you'd expect in a hospital, the new series boasts plenty of color in its 1940s picturesque setting, which makes the horrors of Lucia State Hospital that much more prominent. It's quickly evident to viewers that the psych ward's cheery nature isn't reflective of the profoundly flawed psychiatric practices conducted in the 40s, starkly contrasting the show's sinister vibe. Masked in the eerie glow of life in a bygone era, Ratchet makes fans question everything they thought they knew about the titular nurse, offering a modern twist on the decades-old character, without trying to rewrite the book and film that came before. But while Ratchet's ward is closed until Season 2, there are plenty of like-minded films to satisfy fans until the follow-up season drops. Most patients in Ratchet's care are generally worse off after they leave than when they were when they entered the hospital. If they leave at all, that is. The same can be said for the asbestos team tasked with clearing Danvers State Mental Hospital, a local abandoned psychiatric facility in Massachusetts in the film Session 9. Even though the patients are long gone, the echoes of their pain and suffering remain in the dilapidated halls of the towering structure, and viewers have to figure out whether the ghostly events of the film actually happened, or if it's all in the protagonist Gordon's head. Session 9 is the perfect choice for psychological thriller fans who want a truly mind-bending experience. The 2001 film, starring talents like Kirst's Josh Lucas and CSI Miami's David Caruso, prompted endless fan theories that attempted to explain the film's events. Is the ward haunted by the spirit of a patient with dissociative identity disorder? Was Gordon actually a former patient plagued with repressed memories? You'll just have to figure out the mystery for yourself. If you're looking for a wild science fiction ride, look no further than 2009's Splice, in which every moral taboo in the book is brutally broken. The film, a fun tribute to Frankenstein, chronicles the unpleasant events that happen when scientists try to play God. In Splice, Elsa and Clive are on a mission to mix human and animal DNA to create a hybrid creature that could transform medicine and science. Unsurprisingly, their attempts don't go exactly as planned. Like Nurse Ratchet, Elsa and Clive have some pretty dubious morals, which undermine their misguided quest to save the world. Even when they question if what they're doing is truly for the greater good, their thirst for power, credit, and their respective savior complexes rule every decision, and they never seem to learn. Similar to Ratchet, bits and pieces of humanity surface in our protagonists, but it's never enough to stop them from plunging forward with their goals.
Good, see?
Another movie for the experimental science books is Eli, which takes the cake for plot twist galore. The story revolves around a young boy named Eli, who's allergic to just about everything and is forced to live in a bubble as his parents desperately search for a cure. Cue Dr. Horn and her mansion-turned-hospital. Oh, and the hospital might be haunted. Between the possible ghosts, the sketchy doctor, and the mysterious young girl who shows up to lend a helping hand, Eli is a stumper until the very end. But for horror and psychological thriller fans who like a neat ending, Sinister 2 director Kieran Foy delivers a shocking twist ending that you won't see coming. For fans whose favorite part of Ratchet is the psychological thrills, the slow-burn thriller Clinical should be next on the binge list. Much of the 2017 movie centers around protagonist Dr. Jane Mathis and her journey to work through the trauma of watching a patient's brutal death. As Dr. Mathis works with her own psychiatrist to escape her guilt and put the traumatizing event behind her, she begins seeing patients again. In particular, one patient aggressively seeks her out to help him work through an accident that deformed his face. And Dr. Mathis has to decide if the prospect of helping the traumatized man is worth the boundaries he continually tries to cross. It's unclear whether she's haunted by real ghosts, the memories that plague her, or something else entirely. The doctor's ethics fly out the window completely when she steals prescriptions from her psychiatrist and begins self-medicating, further blurring the line between reality and fiction. While Dr. Mathis's intentions are pure, it's unclear throughout the film who the real villain is. How responsible is the good doctor for the deadly events that keep following her around? Dr. Mathis and Nurse Ratchet would have a lot to talk about.
Why am I here?
We're going to get you the right care. I promise you.
Ratchet fans may notice a vaguely familiar face when tuning into The Boys in the Band. Charlie Carver, whose face is badly burned from the war in Ratchet, plays Cowboy in this movie.
Oh.
Just as with his work on Ratchet, producer Ryan Murphy pulls out all the stops to create a compelling period piece with Boys in the Band. As is usually the case with Murphy's catalog of work, the film makes a statement on society's continued mistreatment of the LGBTQ community and the deadly damage it can cause, which is also a prominent theme in Ratchet. While there aren't any power-hungry nurses in the film, any Ratchet fan will appreciate the brilliant costume and set design that mirrors life in the 60s. At its core, it's a movie about a group of gay men discovering who they are while navigating the prejudices of the time. Fans of the Broadway show won't be disappointed with the casting either, as the film reunited the original ensemble. Included in the star-studded cast are Zachary Quinto, Jim Parsons, and Matt Bomer. That's a lot of talent for one screen, and it shows. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind chronicles the topsy-turvy relationship between Joel and Clementine, which plays out of order on screen. Memory isn't precisely linear, and the film amps up that notion as viewers experience the couple's highs and lows. This romantic drama, with a dose of science fiction, imagines what would happen if there was a way to erase someone from your memory entirely. Would we be better off? Or even the same person, without all of the memories and experiences that make us who we are?
Clem, I didn't mean it, all right?
The shady memory wiping company that claims Jim Carrey's character is a client has a heap of A-list actors playing employees. From Elijah Wood and Mark Ruffalo to Kirsten Dunst and Tom Wilkinson, Lacuna Inc. is the place to be. Well, unless you value your life's experiences. The idea of exploring faith in relation to corruption is a theme woven into Ratchet, as well as The Devil All the Time. The drama focuses on multiple characters' lives as they fit together to tell a larger story. Among the impressive cast is Tom Holland, Bill Skarsgård, and Robert Pattinson, just to name a few. Despite the heavy focus on faith in both projects, the devil the characters are fighting all the time is actually inside. Suffering from the PTSD of seeing a soldier crucified on the battlefield, a man's warped view of religion goes on to shape his son Arvin, who ends up on a quest for vengeance against a local preacher. It's a hell of a story with a ton of twists. And Arvin's arc has a lot in common with Ratchet's Edmund Tollison. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to the parallels between The Devil All the Time and Ratchet, but they're much more fun to uncover after an all-night binge session. Any Ratchet movie marathon simply must include the Wretched Nurse's original on-screen appearance in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Released in 1975 and set in the early 60s, the classic film revolves around the petty crook Randall Patrick McMurphy and his scam to evade incarceration by pleading insanity and getting locked up in a local psychiatric hospital. If only he'd known that Nurse Mildred Ratchet's ward would be darker than any prison cell. Like Ratchet, the film seeks to shed light on the inhumane psychiatric practices that were prevalent during the time. While many of the treatments shown in the film and series have since been abolished in most countries, both succeed in shining a light on the stigma attached to mental health that's still an issue today. Jack Nicholson's captivating performance as McMurphy and Louise Fletcher's chilling portrayal of Nurse Ratchet earned them Oscars. Other top-tier talents like Danny DeVito joined the dynamic duo, along with real patients from Oregon State Hospital, the psychiatric ward where filming took place. The Oscar-winning film has long since cemented itself as a classic, but the world isn't done with Mildred Ratchet, and Mildred Ratchet isn't done with the world.
Let me through!
Please, what happened?
Let me through!
Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more from Netflix Film Club. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.